Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. So this is going to be the last episode of the Let's Play Portugal and Colonize series. And I just kind of wanted to cap off the end of the series by having an actual ending episode because I don't really want to leave things unclear, right? So this series is over. And this video, the purpose of it is I want to talk about some of the mistakes that I made and talk about what I learned and also kind of address some of the feedback that I was getting toward the end of the series. This series actually got the most negative feedback out of any series I've ever done on YouTube so far, to date. And it was pretty interesting to me because this series, I basically recorded the way that I learn, the way that I teach myself a game. And some people understood it, I think, but a lot of people thought that I'm just bad, which I get it. I'm not very good at the game yet, but the way I learn is by trial and error. It's through experimentation. Sometimes, even when I know that a decision is not like the best decision, I'll do it anyway, because I want to see what happens. For instance, let's talk about some of the things that we learned by playing it this way. Starting the very beginning, we learned that if you're going to play the colonization game, getting involved with any of the wars in Castile, Granada, trying to keep Tangiers or Ceuta is ridiculous. It's a terrible, terrible idea. Because, first off, you have to have enough boats to get your men across this barrier, this landwalk. There is no straight crossing here, so having a certain number of cogs on hand just to ferry your troops across to Ceuta to defend against Morocco is a terrible idea. What else did we learn? We learned that colonization-wise, you only need to colonize the coast to block off other people. You don't have to worry about inland areas, and I was kind of expanding inland because it was close by, and I wanted to get that +5 population bonus for adjacency, but we could have had that along the coast as well. And we also learned a little bit more about how the actual colony costs were calculated, so now I can be more strategic about where I choose to colonize and when. Alright, so for instance, the first two colonies are 2/3 of the cost. The third colony is going to be 2/3 plus 100%, so roughly 4/3 of the cost of whatever's listed, and then the fourth one is 500% of whatever's listed times 2/3. So, we learned some of that stuff. We learned that the Shawnee and the Creek and all these guys have lots of money. In fact, let's just see how much money everyone has right now. They probably have a ton. Look at that. Mali has 9,400 gold. Like, had I known that these darn little peasants have all this money, we could have attacked the Maya, we could have attacked the Hausa, we could have attacked the Congo, even has 270 gold. I mean, that's easy pickings. We're right next to them. But instead, I kept attacking and annexing them, which probably is a good thing long-term, but short-term, why not just take the money? And there's still undiscovered people. There's like the Inca down here, and there's another person over there. We learned what happens when you get massive inflation and when you go up to your cap in loans. We learned what happens when you get bankruptcy declared upon you. Overall, I feel like it was a really, really good series for me. And the difference between this series and what will be happening in future series is that, the very first videos that I put on YouTube were for Crusader Kings 2, and I had already played that game for about 8 or 9 months. Maybe, actually, no, it came out in like February, I think it was, of 2012, and I started uploading videos in March of 2013, so I had already had the game for a year, and I had done all of that experimentation, all of that crazy stuff. And the way that you learn how to really play a game to its limits is to know exactly where the breaking points are. Like, I know that if you have less than 25% of your manpower cap, that you can get the Peasants' War event. I know what to avoid. I know how combat works better. There's just so much to learn. So, this series is, again, it's officially over. I'm not going to continue it. I am going to revisit Portugal, probably sooner than you expect, which I'm going to kind of mix it up a bit. We're going to slow down a little bit probably on the EU4 content, maybe mix in some other games. But if I do play EU4, I'm going to try to balance probably between a couple playthroughs at once. That way it's not quite such a mad dash. But I was so obsessed with this at first. I really wanted to learn it. And that's how I am with every game. Until I know exactly how everything works, I have to play it. I have to play it. So Anyway, this will be the final video for the series. I'm going to delete all my saves, and we're going to continue playing as England. England has just started, so watch the ahistoric England playthrough. And just in case anyone doesn't understand, ahistoric means not historic. I'm not saying we're playing it historically. That's the whole reason I called it ahistoric England. So, alright, well thank you so much for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing you again in future videos. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.